What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan will extend its mandatory military service from 4 months to 1 year. It's part of a plan to strengthen national defense that will also see conscripts undergo more weapons training. President Tsai Ing-wen announced the new measures at a press conference in Taipei. Rick Glauer was there.
Taiwan is facing unprecedented aggression from neighbouring China. Just this week, Beijing sent a record number of military boats and planes into the area around the island nation. Now, after a high-level security meeting here at the presidential office, President Tsai Ing-wen is launching new measures to bolster the country's defences. The biggest policy change, Taiwan will extend mandatory military service from the current 4 months to 1 year, starting in 2024.
没有人要战争，台湾的政府与人民是如此，国际社会也是如此。但是各位国人同胞，和平不会从天而降。
China claims Taiwan as its own and has recently upped threats to take the island by force. This, and witnessing Russia's invasion of Ukraine, has prompted Taiwan to rethink its own national security strategy. Tsai has overseen more spending on defence than ever before, $18 billion for 2023. Tuesday's reforms, focusing on civilian defence, also boost firearms training for conscripts and increases their salaries. And from the president, alongside the announcement, a message of defiance to Beijing.
全世界关心我们的国家都会看到，我们对国防的重视，那对保护自己的家园的决心，那我也希望就是说大家都能看到我们的决心。
Extending military service has, for the most part, popular support here in Taiwan, and the country has said it will do whatever it takes to defend its freedom. But this change in conscription will bring that reality much closer to home for many of the country's residents. Rick Yi and Rick Glauert in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
The government failed at multiple levels in the case of a toddler who died of COVID complications earlier this year. That's the finding of a Control Yuan, Taiwan's government watchdog agency. 2-year-old NN died in April of severe encephalitis, brain swelling caused by COVID-19 infection. It was Taiwan's first child COVID fatality. His parents had called for an ambulance when his symptoms appeared, but the ambulance didn't arrive until nearly an hour and a half later. The Control Yuan says poor communication between the local health department and the emergency services delayed the ambulance dispatch. The agency says the breakdown was related to pandemic rules on hospital visits at the time. It says the regulations were designed with adults in mind, not children. The agency has told Taiwan's health ministry and the new Taipei city government to review and improve their procedures around emergency involving children. Taiwan taxpayers are in for a pleasant surprise next year. The government is rolling out several new tax breaks that will benefit over 6 million households. Leslie Liao explains.
Between the holiday season and tax season, most people would choose the holidays. But Taiwan taxpayers will at least have something to look forward to when they file next year. Personal tax exemptions and basic deductions are set to increase by about $260 in 2023. Salary deductions will also increase by $230. Plus, the lowest tax bracket will expand to include more people. Altogether, a family of 4 should pay roughly $90 less in income tax next year. These new measures should benefit around 6.4 million households around Taiwan. This comes as the government collected over $93 billion in tax revenue in 2021, almost 20% more than the year before. That number is set to reach new heights again, with government income in 2022 forecast to break $100 billion. With an extra $15 billion projected to enter government coffers, there have been calls to share that extra cash. One lawmaker from the ruling party said the excess money should be returned to taxpayers. That could see every individual receive roughly $600. And in a year underscored by rampant inflation, every dollar counts. This all comes as Taiwan faces a demographic crisis. By 2025, it will become a super-aged society, meaning fewer people working and paying income tax. In fact, the population is already shrinking. So, with fewer taxpayers and rising tax allowances, where exactly is all the government's revenue coming from? The answer? Corporate tax. According to government statistics, taxes on business earnings accounted for nearly a quarter of the government's income in 2021. It surged 47% compared to the past year. Meanwhile, personal income taxes accounted for about 18% of 2021's income, growing only 5% year on year. Sales tax and securities exchange tax earnings also went up. By the time Taiwan's tax season rolls around in May, the holidays will be long over. But there will still be a little present for taxpayers, the gift of shelling out just a little bit less. Patrick Chen and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
A nearly century-old bridge in central Taiwan has recently been renovated. It's turned into a bright spot in Yunlin County, winning international acclaim, as Ray Gao reports.
This is the Huwei Iron Bridge in central Taiwan. At nearly 100 years old, it doesn't look like much during the day. But thanks to some retrofitting, it's rather dazzling at night.
再来冬至，再来春分，春夏秋冬，会在当天我们铁桥会呈现不一样的颜色。这个颜色就告诉大家，时间到了，这个一年当中季节开始改变了。
The bridge was built in 1931 for trains transporting sugarcane. While it's no longer in service, it's considered a historical site, and the Yunlin County government invested over $160,000 to install lights that would mimic the crossing of trains.
它是随着5分车这个律动会有声音的一个模拟，然后随着这个光影，然后整个437公尺的这个铁桥会随着光影直接有一个律动，那甚至呢会有不同的颜色，让大家可以有一种沉浸式体验式。
The results have shown an international spotlight on the bridge. It won the Lit Lighting Design Awards in the Bridges and Public Infrastructure category, beating out 650 other entrants for the honor. With the accolade, the county hopes that the bridge will become a local tourism highlight. Andy Xue and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
An innovative Taiwanese play has returned to the stage after a 9-year hiatus. Jeremy Olivier has the story.
Putting the audience at the center. This is Taiwanese playwright Stan Lai's A Dream Like a Dream. The play debuted in 2000 and was last staged 9 years ago. The production is unique because it takes place on a stage that surrounds the audience. The play opens with a hospital patient arriving at a French restaurant where he meets a black-haired waitress. The two have trouble communicating at first, then begin to form a relationship. But what unfolds is a sprawling 7-hour epic that breaks the mold for stage productions. Lai puts the audience at the center of the performance to make them feel like they have entered another person's life. The unconventional approach may challenge some audience members, but Lai says that Taiwanese plays should be bold and innovative.
台湾是这么棒的，这么自由的，我们的创作应该是真的就是可以天马行空才对。《如梦之梦》是一个天马行空的一个作品，那么居然它可以一直活下去啊，然后一直演。 我们也觉得蛮神奇的。
Theater productions around the world have been hit hard by the COVID pandemic. Lai hopes people will come back to watch plays in person again now that life is returning to normal. He believes that to be present is to participate and to become part of the performance. Howard Zhang and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of French artists revamping a Bolivian train station with colorful murals. I'm Yvonne Young. Take care and see you next time.
Thank you for watching Taiwan Plus. For more great news from Taiwan and around the world, visit TaiwanPlus.com and download the app.